Well, howdy y'all, Handy Redneck here. Uh, this is what, the 9th of April. I was laying in my hammock a little bit earlier and was noticing we got a lot of red wasp running around. So I'm going to show you my red wasp and hornet and yellow jacket trap. It helps pretty good. And we're going to actually bait it for spring because later in the year they'll be attracted to a sweeter smell. But right now we're going to bait it with a piece of chicken gizzard because they like the meaty smell. But anyway, we'll start here. This here's an old soda bottle. We cut the top off, flipped it inside, and melted some holes in it. And now we're going to string those holes up. Now normally I just use a piece of string and everything, but I decided I wanted to change it up a little bit, and we would string her a little different this year, so we can actually open it up and clean it without having to cut off the string. Because normally we've been having to cut the string off and then put new string on. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to try to set it to where we don't have to do that. So we got 4 holes in the top here, 4 holes in this one, and they match up. Then lower down here we got some holes right along the edge here to keep from getting too much water in there, because this will be out in the rain, and we're basically setting this little funnel on top here. Yeah, we're basically setting this little funnel on top here, and that'll actually funnel water into this, so we got to give it a way to get out. So we got some little holes down lower to let it out. But anyway, I'm using some old straw baling twine, that way we get it reused and we ain't wasting nothing, because this newer baling twine is actually made out of plastic. So if we can keep it from getting tossed in the trash or something, that's all the better. Alright, so I tied a knot in one end. And then we threaded it through inside to out there as well. So when we pull this cord, it should pull just like that. Now we'll take the other end and go from outside to in this time. In the hole right next to the one we just come out of. And again, we do that on both pieces. Now if you need to, you can take a lighter to the end of this and melt it a little bit so it stays together. I think we got it pretty good. So, alright. Now that we got that through there, we tie a knot in it, and we get it as close to the end as we can. Like that there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Okay. So we got one piece of string with 2 knots in our trap. Alright, now we're going to do that on the other side as well. And I'll show you why here in a minute. So, we got this other piece of string. Already got a knot tied in one end. We'll go from the inside to the out. Clean up that hole a little bit with a knife. Hang on a little bit. This one looks like it's going to fray out a little bit. I need a lighter. Now, like I say, you can hit this with a lighter, but be careful because that's going to be hot plastic. Just kind of melt it a little bit to get her stuck together so we can stick her through that hole a little better. So again, we go from inside to out, then we go outside to in, then we tie a knot, get it as near to the end as we can. And there we go, we got 2 pieces like that. Alright, now to bait it. Like I say, it being spring, we'll just pull this up. I got a piece of chicken gizzard here. We'll pop that in. Now you can use Coke or soda or something, but like I say, they like it sweeter a little later in the year when it's hotter. So we'll just pour a little bit of water in here. Now, we don't need to do a whole lot of water, just enough to get it in there. As you can see, I don't know if you can see or not, we're just a little below the holes that are in this edge with our chicken gizzard. And now we're going to go hang it. And you'll see why I did the string the way I did. Alright, so we're going to hang it from this here branch right here on the mulberry. Now, the easiest way I found to hang one of these is we take our string at the far end with the loop, right? We drape it over the branch, pull it down, around and slide it around the trap. Then we let the trap hang down, and that gives us a tie off at the top like that, that's not too tight, and hanging from the bottom is our trap. Now we don't want the trap too low so critters ain't getting into it. We want it kind of high, so we're going to actually take this pull the cord till we get that trap about where we want it off the ground. In this case, it's about a foot from the limb. Then we'll just take and tie us a knot. Tie the rest of the string off. Now, when you're tying this up to a tree or something, you don't want it tight. You just want it out the way a little bit. And then, like I say, we've got our knot and our piece there. We got our trap hanging down. That might help if we zoom out. So now we got our hanging from the branch. We got our trap here. The wasps and stuff will go down here into this funnel and get down in there trying to get that food, and then they can't climb or fly back out, so they'll die in there. And being that wasps and hornets are the way they are, what will happen then is they will then add food to the trap with their own bodies. So as you can see, it's about, bottom of the trap is about 4 feet or so off the ground, maybe 4.5 feet. And you can do them with any soda bottle. If you got a real bad wasp or hornet or yellow jacket problem, you can do several of these. Again, you don't have to worry about, if a critter does get in there, them dying, because it's a piece of chicken gizzard or a piece of beef or a piece of pork. Same stuff you'd be eating if you just cooked it up, you know, and you put it in there. So if a critter does get to it, it ain't going to kill the critter. This does not kill with poison. This kills by trapping, and, well, once they're trapped in there, they can't escape and they eventually die off. Alright, if y'all got any questions about this one, feel free to hit me up. This has been a handy redneck. I'll talk at you later.